Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Ankura Education. Our today's topic is wave properties. Before going to our original concept, let us discuss about the metastable states. We know that an atom can be elevated to an excited energy state by absorbing a photon of frequency f, and thereby it moves from its lower energy level, say W1, to higher energy level W2. Therefore, we have W2 is equal to W1 plus HF. This we have discussed already. But there exists certain state in which the electron is excited, the atom is excited by only electron bombardment but not by the photon emission or absorption. That means the atom in the metastable state can be excited to its higher energy level by electron bombardment. So it cannot release any kind of photon during this transition. Next, the transition of an atom from metastable state to the stable state is less probable. That means it happens very rarely, but the probability of transition from metastable state to the higher state is very high. An electron can be in the metastable state for about 10 to the power of minus 2 to 10 to the power of minus 4 seconds. This is called as the mean life of metastable state. The metastable state has very long time because it needs to be collide with another atom in order to go into its normal state. The atom in the metastable state can go to its normal state not by giving up its photon. That means it cannot radiate any kind of photon, but it collides with another molecule and thereby it gives some energy to another molecule, and also it excited to its higher energy level. Or there is another possibility that it can receive energy from another molecule and excite to its higher energy level. There are two probabilities. These two probabilities are happening in our case. Now let us discuss about the de Broglie's hypothesis. According to him, the dual character of wave and particle is not limited to photons alone, but it also exhibited by particles such as electrons, atoms and molecules. So he calculated a wavelength lambda is equal to h by p, where h is the Planck's constant, that is 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joules per second. We know it. And p is the momentum of the particle. Momentum of particle. And we also know that P is equal to m into V, where m is the mass of electron, and V is the velocity with which it is moving. This lambda is called as the de Broglie's wavelength. This is most important in our case. This wave properties of moving electrons can be made use to explain Bohr's postulate. That means a stable state according to Bohr is described by the condition that 2 pi r mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. This is also satisfied by using the de Broglie's wavelength. Now let us discuss about the Schrödinger equation. Schrödinger carried the implications of wave nature of electron. That means he discussed about the wave nature of electrons according to different situations. He also developed a branch of physics known as wave mechanics or quantum mechanics. If the de Broglie's concept of wave nature of electron is correct, then it should be possible to deduce the properties of an electron system from a mathematical relationship called as the wave equation or Schrödinger equation. It is given by del square phi minus 1 by v square into dou square phi by dou t square is equal to 0. This is the where phi is a function of variables, that means x, y, z, t. That means it can be displacement, pressure, velocity and time. It is a variable function, and del square is a Laplacian operator. From our basics, we know that del square is equal to dou square by dou x square plus dou square by dou y square plus dou square by dou z square. Considering a solution, that is phi of x, y, z comma t is equal to psi of x, y, z into e to the power of j omega t. This is our assumption. We are considering this as a solution to this function, variable function, where this represents the position of the particle at t in 3D motion, and omega is the angular frequency. Omega is the angular frequency, that is equal to 2 pi f. Omega is regarded as constant while differentiating. Phi is a function of x, y, z and t, and psi is a function of only x, y and z. To get the independent Schrodinger's equation, that means to get the independent Schrodinger's equation, we have to differentiate phi with respect to t. So dou phi by dou t is equal to dou by dou t of phi means what? Psi of x, y, z into e power j omega t. If we differentiate with respect to t, we get j omega into psi of x, y and z into e power j omega t. This is dou phi by dou t. Then again differentiate phi with respect to t. So we get dou square phi by dou t square, and that is equal to dou by dou t of j omega psi of x, y, z into e power j omega t. So on simplifying, we get dou square phi by dou t square is equal to minus omega square psi of x, y, z into e power j omega t. This is the partial differentiation with respect to t. Let us say this as equation number 1. We know that omega is equal to 2 pi f. So on squaring omega, we get 4 pi square f square. So substituting equation number 1, that means dou square phi by dou t square in original Schrodinger's equation. In original Schrodinger's equation, we get del square phi minus 1 by v square into dou square phi by dou t square is equal to 0. So if we substitute dou square phi by dou t square, we get del square phi minus 1 by v square into dou square phi by dou t square means minus omega square into psi of x, y, z into e power j omega t, that is equal to 0. Phi. Phi means psi of x, y, z into e power j omega t. This is our assumption. Minus 1 by v square into minus omega square psi of x, y, z t into e power j omega t is equal to 0. So take out e power j omega t common. Then we get e power j omega t into del square psi plus 1 by v square into omega square psi is equal to 0. For our convenience, we are removing x, y, z here. So e power j omega t into del square psi plus 1 by v square into omega square means 4 pi square f square psi is equal to 0. But we know that lambda is equal to c by f. We know that lambda is equal to c by f. That means wavelength is equal to velocity by frequency. So we can take this also as v. For lower cases, we can take this as v. So v by f. and del square psi plus 4 pi square f square by V means from this equation V is equal to f lambda. So if we substitute that, we get f square lambda square into psi is equal to 0. We are taking this to that side, so it becomes 0. So del square psi plus 4 pi square f square by f square lambda square into psi is equal to 0. On cancellation, we get del square psi plus 4 pi square by lambda square into psi is equal to 0. Del square psi plus 4 pi square by lambda square into psi is equal to 0. Let us say this as equation number 2. But we know that the de Broglie's wavelength lambda is given by h by p, that is equal to h by mv. So 1 by lambda means p by h, that implies 1 by lambda square is equal to p square by h square. So substitute this in our equation number 2. So we get del square psi plus 4 pi square p square by h square psi is equal to 0. The momentum p is equal to m into v. So we get p square is equal to m square into v square, and we know that kinetic energy is equal to half into mv square. So from that we can get mv square is equal to 2 into kinetic energy. If we want to get m square v square, then we should multiply this also with m. So this m square v square we should substitute in our equation. We know that the total energy capital E is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Let us take this potential energy as U and total energy as W. So we get kinetic energy is equal to W minus U. So let us say this as equation number 4. From equations 3 and 4, we have P square is equal to 2 into W minus U into M. So substitute this P square in equation number 3. So we get del square psi plus 4 pi square by h square into 2 into W minus U into M. If we substitute P square in equation number 3, we get like this. So on simplifying this, we get del square psi plus 8 pi square by h square into W minus U into M is equal to 0. This is an equation which is independent of time. That means this is a time independent Schrodinger's equation, and psi is a function of t, but this equation is independent of time. Here psi is called as a wave function which describes the behavior of the particle, and psi is a quantity whose square gives the probability of finding the electron. Modulus of psi square dx dy dz is proportional to the probability of finding an electron in volume, that is dx dy dz at point p, that is of xyz. Okay, this wave function is very important in finding the Schrodinger's equation. The wave function psi can be defined by 4 quantum numbers. They are, first one, the principal quantum number n, where n is an integer which takes the values from 1, 2, 3 and so on. So this number determines the total energy associated with a state. It is same as the quantum number n of Bohr atom. The next one is the orbital angular momentum quantum number L. It takes the values from 0, 1, 2 and so on up to n minus L. The magnitude of the angular momentum is under root of L into L plus 1 into h by 2 pi. It indicates the shape of the classical orbit. This orbital angular momentum quantum number indicates the shape of the classical orbit. And the third one is orbital magnitude magnitude number ml. This will have the values from 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2 and so on up to plus or minus L. This is indicated by ml, and the magnitude of the angular momentum is equal to ml into h by 2 pi. This number gives the orientation of the classical orbit with respect to an applied magnetic field. And the fourth one is the electron spin. It was found in 1925 that in addition to assuming that the electron revolves around the nucleus, it is also necessary to assume that the electron revolves around itself. This movement of electron is called as electron spin. When an electron system is subjected to the magnetic field, the spin of the orbit itself either parallel or antiparallel to the direction of the field. That means the movement of electron is either parallel or antiparallel to the direction of the field. The angular momentum is given by ms into h by 2 pi, where the spin quantum number ms takes the values of plus or minus half. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my video. If you have any doubts and suggestions, please do comment in my comment box. Thank you.